Hello, everyone. News Channel 3, Chief Meteorologist Keith Thompson with your YouTube and Facebook Live weather update on this Friday night. I like the way that sounds, right? On a Friday night. Hope everybody's doing well. It's 9:16 on the clock. So we'll get this thing moving. You know, much like yesterday and the day before, there isn't a lot to talk about. And so I'll see if I can keep this on the shorter side. So you can probably hear my voice is a little off. Fending off a little of those seasonal illnesses, I guess you would say. But okay, it's Friday. Can't take that away from us, right? So here's what's on the agenda. Folks starting to come into the room. I appreciate you being here very much on this Friday night. And it's a good weather story, that's for sure, for those who are a little weary of the tumultuous winter weather that we had for much of January. Not everybody is. I know, Chris, I see you out there. But for those who are, I think you're going to like what we have coming up. However, I will say if you're a snow lover, if you're a lover of sledding and snowmobiling and skiing and snowboarding, the next week, really beyond that, to be honest with you, the next week and a half is going to be a little bit more difficult because we're going to be going in the other direction as far as our weather is concerned. I'm going to squeeze myself back. We'll get moving here on it. And you see what we have here on the table. It's a wonderful weekend weather-wise. And when I say wonderful weather, what I mean is not only because, obviously without the snow and without the bitter cold, it's not going to be dangerous to be outside. Sally, hello to you. You will see Colin tomorrow morning, 6 to 10 a.m. K&M in the house. Good evening to you too. But, with the wind and the ice that we had and the blinding snow that was being blown by the strong wind, it did create some hazardous conditions out there. So we don't have to worry about that. Coopersville in the house, Chris. Thanks for being here. Kelly, happy Valentine's Day weekend to you too. Thanks so much. Jonathan from downtown Hudsonville, looking forward to the warmer weather, thaw out some of that snow so you can go outside and walk again. I understand that. Well, look at this, sunshine and warmer for the weekend. And then next week, we are definitely headed into the 50s. That's going to come with some rain and some maybe thunder, and then maybe a little snow mixed in. Not thunder snow, by the way, but thunder and maybe some snow. Jackson in the house, taking your dog for the walk. Nice, Ryan. You'll have more opportunities to do that over the weekend with all the sunshine that's going on. So let's get to it here. You see what we have there. Our Valentine's weekend here. Carla, good to see the ice melting. Good to feel the ice melting, I meet with my run peeps on Saturday mornings, preparing for the Ziegler run in late April, and it has been challenging because of the terrain. Yeah, it's been cold, although I have missed a few runs. So anybody who's in my group, they're saying, wait a minute, is he saying that he's going to all of them? I have missed a few, but I've also been at some that were so cold. To me, it's not the cold that's the problem. It's the grip on the road that's the problem, and the ice that you have to maneuver around, and the snow that you have to maneuver around and navigate. And so this weekend, it looks like that's going to be changing up quite a bit. So there won't be as much of that ice around for sure. Gloria, good evening to you. Jesse in the Berg and in the house. Tell Sugar and Harper and Fern and Faye, happy Valentine's Day. Dr. Coyote is here from Minden. Thanks for being here, the good doctor. Jeanette, Friday the 13th, Donald. I did not know that. It's Donald Duck's birthday. Okay. I didn't know that. Oh, not sure what month. Okay. Thanks for that info there, Jeanette. Timmy in the house from BC. Thank you so much. Let's talk about what's on the way. You see the Valentine's weekend forecast? Lots of sunshine. I think it'll be partly sunny on Saturday. At times, maybe mostly sunny, but still nice, 44. A little warmer on Sunday, and I think we'll be trending toward a little bit more of the sunshine as well. And it's what's beyond that, I think, that's going to be so impressive. Now, look at this. Today's high, 43 degrees. So we're up there. Second time that we've been in that territory this week, whereas before Tuesday, it had gone about 3 weeks before we had been in that kind of territory. Happy Valentine's Day to you too, Regina. Hope everything is well. Barb, hey, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Karen, so nice today, and I'm doing all right. I know it doesn't sound like it, but I'm doing all right. So you see what we have here. Over the last 2 weeks, we've been predominantly cold, but we are going in the other direction. There are those high temperatures for tomorrow and for Sunday. And then Monday and Tuesday, and how about Wednesday, up around 53 degrees. And by the way, Tuesday evening through Wednesday, especially Wednesday morning, we have a decent chance of seeing some rain. And then that chance sort of moves out. It goes down a little bit on Thursday. And then a bit of a bigger, stronger storm looks to be targeting us for about a week from today. So by the middle to end of next week, we're going to be seeing, I think, some more active weather. And we've got to watch the track of those storms that are coming next week, because in the northern lower, there's probably going to be a lot of wet snow, and it could be icy. Whereas I think this storm under its current projected track is going to be bringing enough warm air our way, hence the warmer temperatures, to where it will keep the precipitation in our neighborhood here, our part of the mitten, if you will. What would it be? Like right about in here, right? Wet, not snowy, not cold, not icy, or not icy. However, between now and then, which we still have several days to go, between now and then, if that track starts to change and if it pulls down a little more south, then we could have an icy problem and a snowy problem, a wet snow and an ice problem. Certainly I-96-ish and maybe even south of that. But for now, it looks like everything from both systems, the 1-2 punch that we're going to get, one Tuesday night into Wednesday, the second one coming into Thursday night, Friday, we'll keep the wintry stuff in the northern half of the lower. What I mean by that, I'm talking US 10 or higher, or north, or more north, and West Michigan, as we know and love it, predominantly wet. So that's something we're going to have to keep up with there. I missed some comments here, so I'm going to have to catch up here. Let's see. Yeah, not bad weather there, Barb, for sure. Sean, hello to you. Need some of these gunners. Yeah, I hear you there. I know that a couple of my gutters have been straining, I'm sure, under the weight of the ice with some icicles. So I'll be glad to see that going. Hello to K&M and happy birthday to Dick, 99. Wow, nice. Chris is in the house. Good to see you too. Jesse again. Hello. Wish we keep going up. Welcome February. Hey, February's been a lot friendlier than January was. That's for sure. Mikey, hello. Hope you're having a good night as well. Sharon, hello. I'll see you at 11. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Lily here, Friday the 13th. Weather Outlook says, hey, I would say if this is bad luck, I'll take some more bad luck, right? Eric is here from Leonidas, and Dixie is here. So ready for spring. All right, let's move it forward here. I think we have the temperatures right now. We're in the mid to upper 30s inland. Check out those warmer temperatures in Benton Harbor and St. Joe in the 40s. Look at this. We're up substantially from where we were yesterday. That's what a good south-southwest wind will do for you there, right? I believe that's what we're looking at. Yeah, south-southwest wind today. Tomorrow, south wind. It's not going to be very strong, by the way, but helping to advect warmer air in. And look what it's done already to our temperatures. We're up substantially. South Haven right now is 23 degrees warmer than it was yesterday this time. Holland's up 20. But it's quiet on live Doppler radar, so let's get right to your 7-day forecast. I told you it's going to be another shorty. Tomorrow, love is in the air, right? Happy Valentine's Day to everybody, and Valentine's night, 44 degrees for your high, partly sunny. More sun, I think, ahead for Sunday and 46. Partly sunny on Monday, looking good, with a high of 50 for President's Day. And then on Tuesday, I think we'll just be predominantly cloudy, but by late in the afternoon, certainly by late Tuesday night, I think we'll start to see some showers. Rain is a pretty good bet, I think, for Wednesday. How much? A little bit far out to go with that. But you know what? The model does give us some suggestions there. And I would say right now, that suggestion is for not very much on Wednesday. Not very much on Wednesday. Less, I mean, maybe 1/10 to 2/10 of an inch. However, we're going to get a brief break on Thursday and still a chance for some showers, but I pull that precip pop or the probability of precipitation down to 40%. I think that we're going to be in between storms. The one storm is going to be bringing us some rain, I think, Tuesday night into Wednesday, and then it pulls away. I think Thursday might be our transition day, our break day. Going to be getting cooler, but then another stronger storm. Right now, it looks to be a stronger storm is lining us up for Friday. So we'll keep an eye on that for next week. And that one could bring some heavier rain. What are we looking at there? Like maybe 61, 63, maybe 3/4 of an inch of rain. You know, I asked this on my Facebook page, when was the last time when was the last time that we had more than 1/10 of an inch of rain? And really, it would be a 6/100ths, but we'll just give it a 10th. That's a nice round number. When was the last time we had more than 1/10 of an inch of rain? Not snow, rain. You have to go all the way back to December the 28th, I believe it is. When we had, by the way, 1.69 inches. We got walloped with some rain. So that's quite a long time. I believe that's about what? About 50 days, something like that. Sounds like it might be a weather trivia question, by the way, at 11 o'clock tonight. Let's see. Chris, ready to stay out of the big orange truck. I think you're going to be all right. But I'll tell you what, listen up, everybody. Pay attention to this. This is Friday. If next Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we start talking about that second storm, the one coming Friday, Thursday night and Friday, if it's starting to track a little bit more to the south, we could be in some trouble because we could then participate in some of the ice and snow. Right now, I think it's going to be northern half of the lower. What do I mean by that? Like I said, to me, there are a couple of north or east-west dividers. You know, the interstate, I-94, I-96, US 10. And so for me, in my book, anyway, or my liking, anything north of US 10 is what we're talking about here for next week. Because if it gets down to I-96, that's us, right? All right. Let's see. Thank you so much for the good wishes there. Dr. Coyote, I appreciate that very much. I think despite the coughing and the throat problems, I think I'm still going to be running tomorrow morning because we're getting closer. I'm going to have to post more about that, by the way. I plan on doing that tomorrow with the Facebook Live. You'll see me out there gasping for air. We are about 10 weeks away, I believe it is, from the Ziegler run. So, you know, it's time to buck up, get out there and run. Gene, good evening to you. Thank you so much. Let's see. Good day for a wedding tomorrow. Yeah, great day for a wedding tomorrow. You know, Billy Idol would say it's a nice day for a white wedding. And I know that's a song has, yeah. So anyway, Dr. Coyote, good night to you. Leslie, good evening to you. Enjoying the weather, at least right now. Ryan, rain is better. We'll have to have a vote. You know, would you rather have rain or snow? Is it going to melt Tuesday? I don't think so. Well, yeah, some of it. Will we still have, you know, the Meyer Mountain snows are going to be around for a long time. But as far as snow in people's driveways and on your basic neighborhood street, I think a lot of that's going to be gone by next Tuesday, Wednesday. That's fair. It's going to be warm all weekend long. That sun's going to take its toll on the snow Saturday and Sunday and Monday. And then when the rain comes in here with 50s, that's going to put the old nail in the snow coffin there as well. I'm doing all right, Tyra. I hope you're doing well as well. Let's see. Well, I don't like to necessarily, I haven't had to do any gardening in a long time here. Chris, we have enough cable and guardrail to fix as it is. We don't need any more. I got to tell you, every time I drive, I was driving today from Allegan down to Kalamazoo, and I was going down 131, and I was noticing the cable where the cables had been ripped up, you know, by accidents, and I think of you. And I still pitch that story. I still think it's a good story. So hopefully we won't have any more of these horrible days there where we're ruining more of that cable. Chris, by the way, for those of you who don't know that, drives the big orange truck in Van Buren County and part of Berrien County, I believe, for MDOT whenever we have those snow days. Hats off to you, Chris, for your work. But when you're driving down some of those highways, whether it's I-94, I-196, I-96, I-69, US 131, US 127, right? Any of those, look for those cable barriers that you see in the middle of the road, right? Or in the median. And when you see that they've been torn up, if you're ever wondering what Chris and his crew's not doing when they're out in the truck, there you have it. There you have it. Mike, thanks for the thanks. I appreciate that. And I think that's about it, right? Did I get everybody? We see the 7-day there, what we're talking about. And I'm sorry, folks, to be a little under the weather here, but I do have all weekend to get over it. So we'll see how that goes. All right, everybody. Thanks so much for being here. I do appreciate you. I really do. And it's Saturday. It may as well be Saturday. So good for you. You made it. So hopefully you get some good rest and have a great, great weekend. I'm going to try to check in. Like I said, tomorrow morning, I have pledged that I will try to do a Facebook Live when I'm running with my group. Like I said, I'll be gasping for it. I'll be trying to talk. But I'll try to do that. We take off usually about 7:45-ish. We meet at 7:30. So we'll see how that works out, right? In the meantime, enjoy the weekend. What a wonderful weekend it is. Hope everybody has a great Valentine's Day. And I'll see you again, hopefully on social media. I'll be there over the weekend. But then also back on the air and then back here in the digital studio on President's Day on Monday. Rob moved to Kennesaw. Okay, yeah. You moved to Kennesaw. I'm Georgia, back at the end of that. So we're going to down. Okay, cool. Oh, that's very nice. Very nice. Thank you so much for still listening. My sister and her husband spent some time in Kennesaw. They lived in Kennesaw. He was on the Navy base there in the Atlanta area, Smyrna, I believe it is, right? And so, yeah, they lived in Kennesaw there for a while. So I'm familiar with Kennesaw. So thanks. And thanks, Rob, for still checking in. It's home. It's always going to be home, right? West Michigan's always going to be home. Jesse moved to Florida. I'm good. I'm all right here. Lily, good night to you. Thanks so much. Leslie, take care. And thank you so much. I appreciate that. I'll get some rest over the weekend for sure. Thank you. I appreciate that, Rob, very much. All right, everybody, I got to skate. Hey, I'll be live at 10 on the ARC West Michigan. That is in 27 minutes. In an hour 27, at 11 o'clock, I'll be live on the Mothership News Channel 3. Don't forget, I'm on Facebook, WWMT's Keith Thompson, on Twitter, X, Threads, YouTube, and Instagram at Weatherman Keith. The @ symbol of Weatherman Keith, all lowercase, all one word. Give me a like, give me a follow on one of those spots. Stay with us, WWMT.com/weather. Don't forget our free weather app, free. It's not as tumultuous. The weather's not as tumultuous, but it's still a good app to have. Boy, does it come in handy when the weather's wild. And don't forget, my good buddy Colin Rogers is here tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. Live weather updates taking you from 6 a.m. to 10 o'clock. All right, everybody, have a great weekend. Thank you so much for being here. I'll check in tomorrow on the run. I'm promising you that tomorrow morning, sometime between 7:45-ish and 8:15-ish, I'll be out there slogging away. I think we're starting at the Air Museum. And hey, by the way, I'll tell you this. If you're still thinking about it, you can still join up, with Run Camp. And by the way, we're certainly not all great runners. And the key is just move. That's what they say, is just move. Just move. There are groups out there that are walking. There are groups that are running at every kind of pace that you can imagine. There are leaders for every kind of pace and people in those groups. And I got to tell you, I've been running with them now for more than a year, and it's a new friend group, and I love it. So maybe that's for you. But I'll be checking in tomorrow from that as well. All right, everybody. Thanks for that, Kathy. I appreciate it. Timmy, thank you so much. And tell Acorn folks hello there, Jesse. You know I'm always thinking about them, and of course Tom too. And Rocky, thank you so much. No more snow till Friday. Yeah, and that stuff that we're looking at Friday, it could just be more rain than snow, to be honest with you. We'll have to keep an eye on that, but that's still a week away. We have gotten quite the break from Mother Nature so far in February to get over that January punch that we got. All right, everybody, have a great night. Thank you for being here. I'll see you tomorrow from my run camp. And if not, then I'll catch up with you some other time on the weekend. And we'll do this again on Monday. Good night.